11th of November, and this is my yoga practice. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, for some reason YouNow wasn't working yesterday, and I posted to Facebook first time. But YouNow's back up, so I'm back up on YouNow. Alright, first pose. Get some space between the vertebrae, especially in the neck and the low back. A little forward fold, and so yeah, you can't hear it, but I've got lots of little pops going on in the neck, getting some space between those vertebrae. The low back feels good. Oh, hey, there's a little pop in there. So yeah, just kind of articulate the low back and spine a little bit. See if there's any vertebrae that needs more spacing, but everything feels good. All right, so next up, downward facing dog. Let's make sure I'm in camera. There we go. And relax. Just feel the body. Relax. Feel the pose. Hands about shoulder width apart. Fingers wide. Hands rotated just a little bit away from each other, so the hands aren't parallel. Hips about hip or shoulder width apart, or feet are about hip or shoulder width apart. Yeah, funny to see that. The hips are about hip width apart. Hey, hey. And relax. Enjoy the pose. Sinuses are being interesting today. Feeling alright today, especially after yesterday. I had a little bit of a flare-up. I have Crohn's disease and had to basically bail out on my day yesterday, come home and rest. But I seem to be doing okay. Better than normal after I have a flare up. And just relax. Feel the stretch. Release. Relax. Release the body into the pose. So yeah, I should probably go kind of light today, kind of low effort. And just relax. Another 45 seconds in this pose. Feel the body, feel the hands a little bit. So a lot of the weight is going into the heel of the hand. I try to equalize the pressure on the hand, right? Try to get an equal amount of weight into the heel, the palm, and the fingers. The hands might slide, right? Because you've got weight spread over more surface area, so you'd have less friction. So the weight kind of goes into the heel on the hand. And see, look at that. Lift fingers, weight in the heel. And relax the ankles. And that's it for that. Alright, maybe a couple pops on the wrists. There we go. That left wrist doesn't like to pop. It has to get further into it, but it's a much louder pop, whereas the right wrist will have a bunch of little pops as I go forward. Fascinating. Alright. So now, upward facing dog, and our cool transition. Maybe scooting back away from the camera to see the transition a little better. Yeah. I think I got enough room. Because I like to see this transition when I rewatch my video. Yeah, I can't see the head as much, but Yeah, and there's nothing on my head, right? That's just pure balance. So that's cool. I like that. That's a lot of fun. And so today, instead of allowing my spine to slouch and my elbows to get into my abs, I made a conscious effort to try and keep the elbows on the rib cage, right? Because the bone is not as soft as the muscle tissue. Surprise, surprise. And so, not surprisingly, that takes less effort to get into that pose when you can get the weight of the body onto the elbows, into the rib cage. That makes it, still takes effort, but it seemed like it made it a little bit easier. And plus my chin was going towards the ground a lot. So that's kind of interesting. And there we go. Upward facing dog. And let's get a little better profile on this. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. You have a guitarist in the background. Yay! Good stuff. And I spread my hands a little bit wider. My right wrist. Feel the right wrist. And just relax. Feel the pose. And this is really just a setup to the next pose. Setup for the wheel pose. And relax. Feel the stretch. Feel the cramp at the left foot. Yeah, which what? I guess it means I'm a little underhydrated. Something like that. So that's why I need to take an easy day today. And that's it for that. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Get that cramp out of the foot. Clear that out. Get that started. Next up, wheel pose. So we start the wheel off with a fish pose. Get to where we can see a better profile of the fish pose. So for fish, kind of scoot your head towards your glutes so that your spine has to come off the earth. Fingers together, but yeah, not like that. Like that, right? So hands down, right? And then feet up. Legs straight as best as you can. You can point the feet, point the toes. You can lift the feet up, either way. But then, go to bridge. Oh, not really a bridge, right? In yoga, bridge pose, you've got your shoulders on the earth. So it's kind of bridge on the head, right? And then into wheel pose. And relax. And that's it for today. I don't want to spend too much effort on that, because that takes a lot of effort on the arms to sustain that. And today's not going to be a high effort day. Alright, so next up, forward fold, the real forward fold. Alright, I did a short forward fold at the beginning of practice. Full profile, yeah, there we go. So now I'm doing a forward fold that I'm holding for longer, but I just did a wheel pose, right? So that was a posterior articulation of the spine. Now I'm doing a forward fold, so this is an anterior articulation of the spine. Folding forward instead of backwards. So you gotta go slow and be careful. Let the body tell you where it can go and when. And relax. And the thing I started working on yesterday a little bit was it's kind of a flat out forward fold, right? Nothing goofy with the arms. But eventually try to get the forehead to the shin, which I can push it and get there, but I want to relax and get there instead of having to force myself into it. Balance. And we're getting lots of space in the neck, lots of space in the back, and then have to engage the front side, right, the core a little bit, and the neck to bring the head forward, the forehead towards the shins. So, hey, that I can keep that. It doesn't feel very sustainable, at least not yet. Straighten the legs. Not so easy to breathe. Go figure, right? And relax. For another 30 seconds. Huh. Yeah, look at the toes. Look at that. Straighten the back a little bit. Rotate the pelvis a little more. Keep the legs straight. Yeah, rotating the pelvis while keeping the legs straight. That's where the real work and effort comes in. Just trying to do that. And not being able to breathe. Because you got everything folded forward. Alright. Very good. We will dismiss that and start up the next timer. Floor to the floor. Alright, to the floor we go. There we go. Nice full inhale. And 11th. So left leg first. Half lotus. Shin to chest. Foot to chest. Lay down. Chest, careful, feel the hip, shin to chest, careful with that left hip. Yeah, it's not feeling too great today. It seems like there's some extra sensation going on the left hip. And there we go. Relax for another 2 minutes or so. Feel the stretch. Let the abs relax. And enjoy. Relax and enjoy. Feel the stretch. So I had a little sensitivity on the hip when I was doing the foot to the chest, when I was laying down on the back. But amazingly the thigh is not so super sensitive today. Usually the thigh in the morning will just kind of not be super happy when I get into this pose, especially on the first side that I get into it in. Today seemed to be alright. Starting to get some more sensation on that left thigh, but that's to be expected. Because it is kind of an extreme pose. And so, on extreme poses, sometimes you can get into it. And then as you start to relax, you find out that it's not sustainable and you have to pull back out. It gets more extreme the more you try and relax. And the point is, right, to be able to get into an extreme pose and relax. That's when you've really mastered that pose. Right, and it's relatively speaking, right? So the mind can be relaxed, even though you've got a lot of sensation happening in the body. So the left eye is still providing a lot of sensation and constriction of blood flow, which of course it doesn't like. But you just relax, and the time goes by. No, that's that. And clear that. Stop that. Ready for the next side. So, again, hip opener on the right side this time. Yeah. I think I've got the same shirt on that I did yesterday. You can't see it on YouNow because YouNow wasn't working yesterday. But if you look at my Facebook timeline, it's got a post on there. And I got the same shirt on that I did yesterday. Because I was not feeling good yesterday. And lay down. Careful with the left hip. And careful with the right hip. Feel that right hip. Shin to chest. Yeah, you'll see how I lift up to get the elbow around the foot. And then use that to pull the shin towards the chest. Relax. And get that right leg over and around. Get to where you can see the timer. And find a spot where I can relax. Alright. There we go. Foot behind the head. I'm sure it's got some awesome Sanskrit name, but I don't know what it is. And just relax. So this is starting to get a lot better, right? When I first started doing this every day, I wasn't able to sustain it as well as I can now. So the next phase after this is trying to get both feet behind the head. So I don't know, maybe a week or two, maybe sooner, maybe a little later, I'll start trying to add that in. But we'll see. Right now, just focus on the thigh, especially on the other side, right? I already did the other side, and I always like to do the same thing on both sides, so that both sides can progress at the same pace, more or less. So I'm probably not going to be trying that today. And relax. Relax the abs. Relax the left leg. And we got 15 seconds left. Relax the right arm. Relax the right thigh. Just completely relax. And that is that. Good. Was a little bit easier on the right hand side, which is common for me. Alright, so I have a watcher. Sadar S. Alright, thank you for watching, sir. Or ma'am. Alright. Next up, hamstrings. Yay, hamstrings. And so my first hamstring stretch is just a gentle Shirsasana, right? Isolate one hamstring and take that down. Relax the pelvis. Oh, look at that, forehead to the earth. Alright. And that's the starter pose. Alright. Get the legs open. Get the crotch settled. And then the more intricate pose. slowly get this down. So this is like shoulder to the thigh pose or something, right? Because the first thing I do is I get the forehead down. Once that happens, then I get to sneak the shoulder inside the thigh, the left shoulder inside the left thigh. The right hand's got a grip on the left foot. There we go, got the forehead down. Slide the left hand under the right thigh, and the left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh. And that is that. This is a really awesome pose, once you can find it. To each your own, right? If you can't get all the way down, don't do it. But it is an awesome stretch. Lots of sensation on the body. And just relax. Feel the stretch. And relax. Feel the breath as it flows in and out of the body. A lot of sensation on the left thigh, sensation on the right shoulder. My left side is generally not quite as flexible as my right side. So feel the left thigh a little bit more than the right shoulder. And just relax. Feel the parts that are being stressed, right? Where the tension is, where the stretching is. Feel that part of the body start to dilate. Alright. That's it for that side. Very slowly get up. And the other side. So clear out the timer. Still got to be careful with that left leg, right? Because it just had extreme stress on the left thigh. So be a little bit careful with that. The left thigh, the left hip. And then do the same thing on the other side. So start off with Janu Sirsasana. We'll start off in Janu Sirsasana on this side as well. Yep, forehead down. Very good. So that's a good starter. And get everything into a decent spot. And feel this. And when I do this, right, I'm articulating the spine because I feel a few pops that need to happen in the neck and the spine between the shoulders. And relax. Here we go. Right thigh didn't feel like it had good placement. This feels better. Here we go. Forehead down. Right arm under the left thigh. Right shoulder inside the right thigh. And feel the stretch on the left thigh. And then, alright, so my left side is not usually as flexible as my right. So my right thigh doesn't have as much sensation as my left thigh did. My left shoulder has more sensation than my right shoulder did. And today I'm kind of moving the upper arm, right? I'm twisting the arm, so I'm rotating the eye of the elbow back and forth a little bit. Got a few pops in the ball and socket joint on the right shoulder. So that's kind of cool. And then usually as I start to relax the left shoulder, I start to feel a lot more sensation on the left shoulder. And get another 48 seconds. feel the left shoulder. Try to feel the blood vessels dilating. Blood vessels and all the rest of the tissue just opening up on the left shoulder, as well as the right thigh. And relax. And that's it. Timer's done. Get up slowly. Clear that out. Start the next timer. And my timer's set for 3 minutes. That gives me plenty of time to get into the pose and to hold the pose. There we go. Wide splits up next, and just fold those forward. Get the pelvis into a good spot. And relax. Left arm first. So get the left shoulder down and try to reach the scapula with the right hand. Hey, look at that, it touched. But then, relax after that. There's a lot going on in the shoulders, the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Another 20-30 seconds on this side. Feel the stretch, feel that right shoulder. Feel the body start to relax. Side. So gently and carefully take this around. And my left arm is a little easier for my hand to find the scapula than it is for my right hand. So this is one position where the left side is more open than the right side. And try to relax and just feel the body. Feel the parts that have the most sensation and feel them start to relax with the sensation. That's that. All right. Last pose. Handstand. So, I think today I'll start with yogi squat, then go to crow pose, and then go into the handstand. So, yogi squat, get your feet under you. All right, I like to get my feet kind of in line with my knees, where that is. So it feels nice and comfortable. And this is a good yogi squat, right? Prayer hands, interlace fingers, reverse interlace fingers. With the elbows pressing into the knees gently. More gently for different people, right? Relatively speaking. Look at that. Got another watcher. Well, almost done, buddy. This is the last pose of this practice. And so I get the hands down to the earth, right? I'm going to the crow pose next. Look at that. I got all four on the floor, right? So from here, lift the hips up a little bit, just enough to get the shins towards the elbows and triceps. And there we go. balance. And then try to lift the hips. Yeah, not like you don't know, do or do not, just try it, right? Just see it. Got a little extra sensation on the right wrist, a little bit. Feels a hair tender every once in a while. But everything seems to be okay. Alright, I think I'm done. Yeah, right wrist was feeling a little off. Alright. What do I doing? Hey, that was handstand. Alright. And that's the end of my practice. So I do this every day about 8 a.m. And if you want to check out the rest of the practice, you can go to YouTube and see it there. But again, that's it for my day. I hope you all each enjoy the rest of yours. Thank you for watching, and take care.